Brahmaputra Prakritim Paramam. In your book also. Okay, its translation is there? Okay, so this is, it may be different version of the translation, what I am reading now. So anyhow, if you want to, yeah. Salutation to the Universal Mother, the Supreme Being, manifest as the primordial nature, who has descended in human form, she who removes the sorrows of the world, grants fearlessness and blessings, and brings satisfaction to her devoted sevakas who take refuge in her. O Universal Mother, ferry of liberation across the ocean of worldly existence, graciously uplift your erring, deluded, and virtue-lacking children. I bow to you, the ever-worshipful Divine Mother. O mind, like a bee, forsake the flowers of worldly pleasures and constantly drink the ambrosial nectar of peace, sweet and healing, drawn from the lotus feet of the Mother. I bow to that ever-adorable Universal Mother. O great Goddess, bestow refuge at your feet and reveal your grace upon your surrendered children. O compassionate one, I offer my humble salutations to you. O Sarada, wrapped in the garment of modesty, you are ever the giver of true knowledge. Always protect us from the multitude of sins. To you I offer my salutations. I bow again and again to her whose heart is immersed in Ramakrishna, who is delighted simply by the hearing of his holy name, and whose divine form is adorned with the radiance of his spiritual moods. Repeated salutations to that goddess, who is purity itself, whose very nature and way of life are thoroughly sanctified. I perpetually bow to Sri Sharada Devi, embodiment of bliss, destroyer of her devotees' distress, worshipped by the greatest yogis, upholder of the Yuga Dharma, giver of devotion and true knowledge, and incarnation of grace. It is truly wondrous how, by your boundless affection, you bind our minds to yourself, transform your multitude of faults into virtues, and lovingly embrace us, your flawed children, showing mercy for no reason at all. O Mother, I humbly beseech you, may you be pleased with us, be ever affectionate to your children, shower even a drop of your tenderness upon your hearts, scorched by the world, and bring us peace. Taking refuge at the lotus feet of Mother Sarada Devi and the world teacher Sri Ramakrishna, I bow to them again and again. It's a beautiful verse, a hymn, and probably you know the background of that. So, the reminiscences written by Lavanya Kumar Chakraborty, a disciple of Holy Mother. He was from probably Sylhet, now Bangladesh. He wrote and he recorded. I think probably it was compiled from one of his books. He was a poet and he was a close friend of Swami Premeshananda, who knows Bengali. You can find it, Sri Srimayar Podoprante, in that book, probably second volume, but you can search for Lavanya Kumar Chakraborty. And I do not know whether the translation of that article in English is available or not, but reminiscences of Sri Sharda Devi, all those books, you can search for that. And nowadays, when this AI era, anything you can translate. At least sometimes it is not faithful. It is not, especially in these philosophical matters, spiritual matters, the translation you cannot trust 100%, but to some extent you can understand. So Swami Abhedananda, after writing that stotra, he went to see Holy Mother. He wanted to read it in front of Holy Mother, and I want to present it very briefly. So, especially this line. mm, I bow again and again to her whose heart is immersed in Ramakrishna. That is, Ramakrishna gata pranang tannama shravana priyang tadbhava ranjita karang pranamami muhur muhu. So we are just talking about, just starting this discussion, whether there are two entity or maybe the three entities or one. So here, because Swami Vivekananda was still in his mortal frame, so he didn't mention about Swamiji. But here, the decision already it was made. These two, they are same, one. So it says, Ramakrishna gata pranang tannama shravana priyam, that whose heart is immersed in Ramakrishna, who is delighted simply by the hearing of his holy name. Sometimes devotees, they have many questions. I want to meditate on Sri Ramakrishna, when now and then I visualize in my heart the image of Holy Mother. So what should I do? So it's a common question. So we generally say that it's good, it's not nothing bad. If you sitting in the meditation asana, if you can think about share market instead of Sri Ramakrishna, so you are thinking now Holy Mother, it's not bad. So now in a serious note maybe, okay, at the same time we cannot, if we talk about the process, we cannot encourage you maybe. Because goal is you, when you sat in the asana, you have already taken a resolution. Now I will think on Sri Ramakrishna. That you are not doing. So in that sense, we cannot encourage that process. But at the same time, if it is happening, it's not at all bad. If you have the idea, both are the same entity. It's a different form only. So here we get a support from a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, that whose heart is immersed in Ramakrishna, who is delighted simply by hearing of his holy name. If you utter Ramakrishna, the most happiest person would be Holy Mother. Tannama Shravana Priyang, what she likes, uttering the name of Sri Ramakrishna. And whose divine form is adorned with the radiance of his spiritual moods. And what is inside of that form? It is only Sri Ramakrishna. Same thing you can read in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna when Sri Ramakrishna is talking about Sita. When Mahavir Hanuman, visiting Ashoka, that grove, when he saw that Sita, so he told, inside this nothing but Rama. She is not at all thinking about she has no outer consciousness of his body, of her body. Only Ramamaya Jivita, that was the word. Ramamaya Jivita. So, okay. So in this, that's why I want to pick up some points from the hymns. Then we can narrate some stories. Yesterday we are talking on meditation on Sri Ramakrishna, and we are contemplating upon the hymn Dhyana mantra of Sri Ramakrishna. Umridaya kamala madhya rajitang nirvikalpam, etc. goes on. So every word, how to meditate. Sometimes we are talking about, and after that discussion, when we are having our dinner, we are discussing that about some links, thought links, one by one. How to make a continuous flow of thoughts. How to do that? So Nishprapancham nidiham. So when you utter Nishprapancha, or maybe automatically some ideas should come in your heart. We remember that it was not part of our discussion, but it came in course of our discussion. We remember when we are in training center, one of our teachers, Acharyas, that Swami now passed away, beautiful monk. He was in his room, there's a big picture of Sri Ramakrishna. Showing that picture, he was in a mood, special mood, affectionate mood. He told, do you know, in this picture, in this world, whatever form you see, it may bind you. Binding means, need not to go in further discussion. Yeah. It may bind you. But this form will uplift you. Why? Vishuddha Sattva Murti. Vishuddha Sattva Murti. Three gunas, Sattva, Raja and Tama. So in any other form, not about human form I'm talking about. Form means don't think about the rupa only. Form means what you can think, what you can imagine. It is a form. Even if the incense stick is burning, you are getting some fragrance out of that. And you are comparing, oh, it's like a jasmine. So you have a form of that fragrance even. So form means just, showcasing or maybe that caging something inside a cage. Now you can explain something. No? So when you can explain something, it has a form. And who provided that from your mind? Okay. So he told, you see, this is the thing, Vishuddha Sattva Murti. There is no rajas and tamas here. It will push you forward to go higher levels of your consciousness. How beautiful. So, Nishprapancham, we read that there is no worldliness, it's non-material. Then Niriham. That is the way you can, various ways are of meditation, but it's a very easiest way. Every word will suggest you something connected to that. So, okay, so in that first line, probably you have heard that. So, I am saluting the Universal Mother. She is a supreme being. The object of meditation is supreme being. That's important. Sometimes we mistake that some intellectual flash of thought. We think about that it is the goal of my meditation. Some good idea came. So it is only an act of your mind. No, we should not be misunderstand intellectual glimpse as my object of meditation. It may come in the way. Just like when you are walking towards, when I try to give that example, always I think about that Thakurdas Bandyopadhyay, the father of Vidyasagar, Ishwarchandra Vidyasagar, is holding this little boy hand going to Kolkata from Midnapur to Kolkata. Virsingha, the village, to Kolkata. And we probably in our childhood, many of us, you have read that story. That is why little Ishwarchandra, he came to know the first, that 1, 2, 3, 4. In those days, ek, dui, teen, char, in Bengali. Was 1, 2. So one by one, milestones are coming in the path. Nowadays, we do not look at those milestones because GPS again. In those days, when we were visiting from Kolkata to Jairambati, now it is maybe 70 kilometers away, then 60 kilometers, then 50 kilometers. That was the way we understand. So it is only milestone when you, from your mind, you get, it suggests some good thoughts. It is just milestone. It is not the goal. So my object of meditation is not mind here. My object of meditation is Supreme Being. What you are rubbing means if you rub a sandalwood, white sandalwood, a different fragrance will come. Just try to think, instead of sandalwood, what you are rubbing, that kind of fragrance you will get. No? If something is possible, now something is not coming in my mind, maybe a stone, who has, just think about, he has some fragrance maybe. So different fragrance will come. Sandalwood, red, different fragrance may come. No. So what is the objective for meditation? That's very important. Ravana's object of meditation was conquering the three worlds. That's why he remained as a Rakshasa. No, he was a great, a man of meditation. He pleased Brahma. No, Kumbhakarna also. So what is our object of meditation? It's very important. So our object of meditation is the Supreme Being, manifest as the primordial nature, who has descended in human form. She who removes the sorrows of the world, grants fearlessness and blessings, and brings satisfaction to her devoted sevakas. Servant's not a good word. I was thinking what to put it. The sevakas, I cannot say son also, because son is a different word. So anyhow, sevaka, you understand. Who take refuge in her. So when you take refuge in her, what you will get? You will get, first thing, removes the sorrow of the world. Whatever sorrow you get from the world, you will forget that. Grants fearlessness. Abhayapada. Abhayapada, what is it? Pranashopechi. Abhayapada karamono sar. That is the word of Abhaya in Strilinga, in feminine gender. And in Punglinga, it would be Abhaya. It is Abhaya, is Abhaya. And so, fearless and blessings, Ashirvad, and brings satisfaction to her devoted sevakas. Yesterday again we are talking about satisfaction. Satisfaction in your life, in our life, is very much needed, that we are looking for satisfaction. You may remember that story of two friends. One was visiting where the Bhagavad reading from Bhagapada was going on. And another, working the same street, he chose to go a quarter of ill fame. So, you are investing your time of your life. When you are investing in your time for a good cause, you get satisfaction. When you invest your mind with that transient, temporal, some object, you will get dissatisfaction. Simple, very simple. So, when you think of her, you will get satisfaction. Now, it goes on. So she is like a boat, a ferry, that our Abhedananda is saying, O Universal Mother, ferry of liberation across the ocean of worldly existence, graciously uplift your erring, deluded and virtue-lacking children. Graciously uplift. You never know how you are being uplifted. You never know. You started just thinking about Mother. So again, I want to remind you, it's not about form. You are thinking about qualities also. Guna dhyana, lila gunanu kirtana. That is the Sanskrit or Hindi or that kind of word. Lila gunanu kirtana. Lila, divine deeds, divine work. Lila, guna, that qualities, divine qualities. Anukirtana, not kirtana. Anukirtana shows that it's a continuous process of kirtana. Anu, that upasarga, that prefix suggests. Anusmara, mamanusmara yuddhacha. In Gita, not only smarana, anusmarana, continuous process going on. So, deluded and virtue-lacking children, I bow to you, the ever-worshipful Divine Mother. Oh mine, now the beautiful words. Like a bee, forsake the flowers of worldly pleasures and constantly drink the ambrosial nectar of peace, sweet and healing, drawn from the lotus feet of the Mother. I bow to that ever adorable universal mother. Is it not meditation? Again, one bee flying, making sound. Huh? So it's like we are talking now, discussion. Again, Sri Ramakrishna's example, it may come. Eh, So, uh, so, uh, but when it is busy sipping the nectar, the honey from, then it is meditating. Meditation is a beautiful process. It gives you meaning. We remember one story in training center. One professor used to visit our training center. So, so he was a professor of Western philosophy. So one day, a regular person, we call householder. It sounds strange in this country. So a regular person, we are irregular. So one day, and he was teaching technique was unique. Every day he would say, "Today we are going to discuss the most interesting thing of philosophy." Daily. So a good teacher. So one day he was talking on how practice reveals meaning. The statement, practice reveals meaning. And he was saying how beautifully that one day, the first day when I entered the Belur Math main gate and started walking towards the training center building, I didn't know the meaning of the buildings. I saw just when I entered right side on a two-storied building. Right side was a little bit of now new building has come out of Vedananda. So that those days it was a empty land, some cultivation land, farming land. Then I go like that. So second day I came, third day I came. Slowly every day I came to know about for what this building is standing for. This one is a headquarter. Here, all those administrative work is going on. Then maybe this is a temple. This is the kitchen. Here, the brahmacharis, they generally they are living here. Monks' quarter, all those things. So you have to keep going. Automatically, all those things, the world will reveal itself before you. So here is the importance of practice. We think about that for 1 year I am doing meditation and japa, nothing is happening. 2 years, 5 years. No. If you do really, it will come. It depends upon with how much sincerity you are doing. But if you continue, if you are not sincere enough, if you are steady, so the meaning will come out. The name, the form will suggest. That object will suggest. So, I am not the object, actually, I am the subject. I am you. No? Okay. So, forsake the flowers of worldly pleasures and constantly drink the ambrosial nectar of peace, sweet and healing. It is not only sweet, it is healing also. Okay. Drawn from the lotus feet of the mother. It goes on, O great goddess, best to refuge at your feet and reveal your grace upon your surrendered children. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You have to bow down. That is the way you receive. Wherever you receive something, you have to bow that you have to lower that object. If you want to collect water from the shower, you cannot put the mug above the shower. You have to put the mug below the shower. That is the process. Everywhere, that when we read first about electricity, same. From higher level to lower level. You have to keep yourself in a lower level. That is the way humility, that word comes. O Sarada, wrapped in the garment of modesty, you are ever the giver of true knowledge. Always protect us from the multitude of sins. To you I offer my salutation. You wrapped in garment of modesty. Beautiful word. In front of my room, that, yeah, okay. So in front of my room, I found one sloka from Bhagavad Gita. What was that? I may forget. Please remind me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yume bhakta prajachati. Hmm. Tayupa that forget. So I will accept that. Whatever you give me, patra, pushpa, phala, or water, whatever else. What should be the criteria condition? It should be bhaktya, uparita ashnami. Eh? So it should be with bhakta. It should you have to give. And I think the second line was what bhaktya prajatatmanad. What was that? Can you find it? Okay, so it shows that, but you can check in the Gita. So it shows that two things would be. It should be bhakti must be there, and he must be prajata atmana. Two things at condition. So I want to attract your mind towards that prajata atmana, who restrained he is a man of who restrained all of his activities. Prajata, sanyata. The sanyata is the word. Sometimes we talk about sanyata, prajata. In sanyata, they added the word sam, the prefix. And here the pra, same meaning. Samyata means samyak rupena, and here prakrishta rupena, same. So, mother once told, Sanjame manush devata hai. What is the difference between a human being and a devata? Don't think about that mythological devatas. That is, so it is different context. But a real devata, the effulgent being, the shining being, deva, we talk about deva, shining. So what makes it shining? Sanyama. Sanyama. Whatever you are doing, that control your all those passion, whatever doing. Maybe now, if you're too much talkative, so know the art how to talk less. Yeah, too much unmatta in work. In work, you work like a crazy person. Know the art of balancing. So that balance, that restraint will make you a devata. Mother's every word so interesting. It's a clue. Sometimes we fail what we got actually. That is another reason I picked up 3 different topics. Just I try to put all those things in your, when you're reading, just suddenly a Veda mantra. So it was written in Sanskrit. This is written only Bengali or whatever that modern language or English, or now it is everything is translated in different languages, something Dutch, Danish, many things. So it's a mantra. Sanjame manush devata hai. That's all. Okay, so wrapped in the garment of modesty. It's a power, it's a force. It is not like, sometimes we feel that weakness. No, it is not weakness. A strong person can only become a modest person, not a weak person. Because who is strong, he has the power to restrain. A weak person, he does not have power to restrain himself. Okay. I bow again and again to her whose heart is immersed in Ramakrishna. We have discussed that point. Ramakrishna Gata Pranam Tannam. Repeated salutation to the goddess who is purity itself. So my object of meditation is purity itself. Pure. Just like what you are rubbing now, sandalwood. What we will get? The beautiful fragrance of sandal. So now what you are thinking on? The purity that embodied. Now what you will get if you think that? You will get the purity. One incident. One day, it probably Nolinidhi, with Nolinidhi also it happened, and with a cook also it happened. Little different incidents in Jairambati. So both of them had that problem that they were thinking, and Nolindi, you know, too much of, how to say, Shuchi Bayu Grosto. Too much of purity, that kind of sense. So I have touched, now I became impure. What to do? I have to take a bath. At night, no, Nolini, what are you doing? You need not to. That, again, with a cook it happened. So he felt or she felt that now I become impure. So he told, Ganga water is there, touch it. Then she uttered that if you think that with Ganga also your impurity of sense of impurity is not going, so purity is different and sense of impurity is different. You can check purity or impurity, but sense, it depends upon you. So you touch me. If you think, if Ganga water cannot remove your impurity, sense of impurity, you touch me. Amake sparsha karo.
Swamiji, are you explaining prayer as the means for meditation?
Yeah.
Explaining all this.
I want to say act, also a action as a mean of meditation.
In other words, when we do the meditation on the mother, saying, sing this song, the prayer, that will automatically lead to
Yes. Yes.
Is that what you're explaining?
Yes. And not only that, because we have only 1 hour. So, what is prayer? In another sense, we can talk about it, is a kind of action also. You have engaged your throat, your voice, your mind. When you cook, same thing you are doing or not?
This will lead to stuff. No, sir, this is very important. I know.
It would be better.
It leads to Savikalpa Samadhi, right?
Yeah, it will lead to. Okay. Now, you are right. At the end, we can accept your questions. So, so anyhow, that thing, what we're thinking, now prayer also a kind of action in that sense. We can call it as a upasana. Okay, so karma also can become a upasana. That we can discuss maybe in different time. So, okay, so next one. I perpetually bow to Sri Sharda Devi, embodiment of bliss, destroyer of her devotees' distress, worshipped by the greatest yogis, upholder of the Yuga Dharma. Yuga Dharma Patrim. Yogindra Pujjam or Yogindra Pujjam. Worshipped by the greatest yogis. And Yuga Dharma Patri. That's why you are Sangha Janani. Mother, our Swamiji, in that first meeting, that 1st May 1897, when he established Ramakrishna Mission formally, he told that Holy Mother is our Sangha Janani. A new force, that Sri Ramakrishna, he awakened. That force, that spiritual fervor, that spiritual current, that who is the Patri, who is the container, who is holding that one? O Mother, yourself. So, giver of devotion to knowledge and incarnation of grace. It is truly wondrous, by your boundless affection, you bind our minds to yourself, transform our multitude of faults into virtues, and lovingly embrace us, your flawed children, showing mercy for no reason at all. Snehena badhanasi mano asmadiyam. You have tied our mind with a thread. What is the thread? By sneha, that the affection, your love, unconditional love. Again, meditation. We'll try to. Why I am saying, reason is there. And there are many incidents that can support that all those ideas. So it is with your sneha, with affection, you bind, you tie our minds. Our mind is generally wants to go to think about worldly things. A outward direction is there, impulse is there. But how automatically, how sweetly you have done that. We'll discuss in due course. Shivarchanananda's incident. O Mother, I humbly beseech you, may you be pleased with us, be ever affectionate to your children, shower even a drop of your tenderness upon our hearts, scorched by the world, and bring us peace. Okay, then offering pranam. So let us now, how she is doing that. Let us take some incidents from the various incidents, how it is doing. And I was thinking that at our many of devotees, our mothers, they are working outside to prepare food. So for a mother, food, I think it is one of the greatest weapons that a mother has. Greatest weapon to and sometimes mm, but about the mother, actually the divine mother, uh, she begins with feeding the body, but that is not the end of her duty. Then he feeds your mind, and then finally reaches the soul's nourishment. That is the way a mother does. And for your food of your body, when you are tired, what is the food of your body? Comfort. You want a soft couch or a soft bed. No? Your body, when it is tired, you want some food. So you want little comfort. Or maybe that food also, that will give you little comfort. Nicely. Uh, about mind, what is mind is looking for? Happiness. For mind, we can say, there are different way you can think, the different angle of thinking. So you can think, so what is the food of your mind? Happiness. That's why if you are intellectual, some inclination you have, you open up some, read some philosophical discussion. You get joy out of that. And a little boy, he opens a storybook. It makes him happy. His mind is happy. But what is the food of the soul? It is jnana and bhakti. No, that's why we feel always, that tired. I am happy. I have a good source of income. Okay, I have various resources for getting happiness. I have beautiful friends, beautiful places to go that can offer my mind happiness. But sometimes we ignore the food of our soul. So sometimes we love to say that thinking about our real nature, it should not be a hobby. I'm not talking about airport. So we need that hobby airport. But for that, you need really, it's a need for your soul. We need that. So jnana and bhakti. Premeshananda ji, how beautifully sometimes in Bengali he wrote that jnana and bhakti ki. What is jnana and bhakti? Gyan means the permanent thing I want to know. No, what is jnana? The permanent, everything is temporary, transient. I want to know what will remain with me. I want to know. First you have to know that. There is a beautiful place. So it is jnana. And what is bhakti? সেই পার্মানেন্ট, সেই চিরস্থায়ী বস্তুতে প্রীতি হলো ভক্তি. And your love towards that permanent thing is the bhakti. So he is thinking every little boy or girl can understand. But you have to present the higher philosophy, highest philosophy in simple words. With our problem is a different kind of problem we have. In spiritual life, we think about it must be little complex kind of thing. If it is not complex, it is not worthy of thinking. We cannot think on that. See, I remember one story. I do not know the difference. One day, our Maharaj was talking about that Swamiji was giving a lecture. So after returning from the lecture, two boys in this country talking, it was not interesting. Why you are saying interesting? It is not good. Because I understood everything. You see, কি রেখেছো কি এমনি মহামায়ার মায়া রেখেছ কি কুহক করে, ব্রহ্মা বিষ্ণু অচৈতন্য জীবে কি বুঝিতে পারে। When you are uttering Bhuvan Mohini Maya, that to Narada is saying to Rama, please don't, আমি যেন তোমার ভুবন মোহিনী মায়ায় মুগ্ধ না হই, so that I should not enchant it with your wild, bewildering Maya. Bewitching Maya also, sometimes they call it about that. Yeah, so that is, there are many Mayas, you know. Okay, so mother, this is the mother. In mother you can find everything is so simple, but the greatest thing she provided. Okay, so he starts with feeding your body. How easily he did that. I wanted to some sweet incidents from her life. First one is from Swami Shivarchanananda. Shivarchanananda Rammoy Maharaj. In internet, I think one of his conversation or discussion is available. I think both in English and Bengali even. From that voice you can understand that is the, it is so sweet. And he is in a joyous mood when he was delivering that discussion talk. Mother was there with him. So remarkable. Whenever you hear, something will penetrate your heart. You cannot say what penetrated my heart, but that is mother penetrated your heart when you hear that. Swami Shivarchanananda. Okay. So from his reminiscences. So that was his Diksha day, the day of initiation. He wrote, and after offering pranam to master and mother, I sat down. Taking water from the kosha with the kushi, kosha kushi means, you know, that one that you use for worship. She sprinkled it on me, saying, may the sins of previous births perish, may the sins of the present birth, committed consciously or unconsciously, perish. Thus she purified my body. At that time, I had not known that after receiving initiation, one has to make an offering to one's guru. Besides, I didn't have a single paise. From Badanganj, a village very near to Jairambati, he would go from his school to Jairambati. Maybe it was the Saturdays. He used to visit Jairambati. So I didn't have any single paise with me that day. After having food at home, I used to walk to school. And from school, I used to walk down to Jairambati. So money was not necessary at all. Simple boy, village boy. However, mother did not mention Guru Dakshina. After the ceremony, when I touched mother's feet by way of salutation, she said, on this day, one has to lay one's head at the feet in order to salute, because she, who was the mother so long, has now become the Guru. What a word. What kind of promise. Now, who was mother? Oh mother, you are talking about you are coming. Now from today, that mother herself became Guru. She herself guided me, and I too laid my head at her feet by way of pranam. Mother placed both hands on my head to bless me and said, now let us go, son. You must have something to eat. It's quite late and you must be hungry. Again, mother, you must be hungry. So as soon as I went out of the room, Gyanda inquired, have you made any offering? Gyan Maharaj, another disciple of Holy Mother. He was from East Bengal. Many stories are there. So I replied, no, how could I? I don't have single paise in my pocket. Then Gyanda drew out the handkerchief from his pocket and gave me all the money he had. coins of every denomination, amounting to 2.5 rupees or 3. He was a monk. So whatever he had, he gave it to Rammoy. When I approached mother's room again with the money, she said, "What is it, son?" I showed her the money. "Where did you get it?" She wanted to know. I replied, "Ganda gave it to me." At that she said, "All right, give it to me," and accepted the money. When I saluted her again with my head on her feet, she blessed me with her hand on my head and said, "Now come and have some food." She took some puffed rice on a small plate for herself and gave me some too. We sat side by side and ate. Mother passed some puffed rice into my plate from hers and said, "Eat, my son. I am old and my teeth are getting loose. I can't chew any longer." In reality, she was giving me her prasad. After the initiation, the mother's way. Now you have to take Guru's prasad. No, mother's way. In reality, she was giving me her prasad without my praying for it. Nowadays, devotees who are initiated first take their Guru's prasad before they have anything to eat. And here was I having prasad unsought that mother in her compassion had let me have. That's it. There are many stories. Unknowingly, through his affection, what you are getting, you never know. Another incident, beautiful. This one you can get in reminiscences recorded by Ashutosh Mitra. In early days, he was the one of mothers that, we call Danhat Bahat. He was the right hand of mother. When I'm talking about early 1890s, 1892, that time. So here, affection is there, but with that, I want to say avirakta yoga. Virakta, you understand? Annoyance. We get irritated. When too much of pressure, we get irritated. But that non-irritation, if you can add the word yoga with that, it is also, and I am talking about that it is not out of imagination. If you are a careful reader of Bhagavad Gita, avikampa, that word is there, avikampa. That so it is also a unperturbed that condition of your mind. So also interesting, probably you have noticed, when there is irritation, there is no love. Where there is love, there is no irritation. You can handle your little kid, baby, whatever he or she is doing. You never get irritation because you love that. But at the same time, we get irritated by my neighbors, same 5 years boy or girl. Why? Because there is no love, less love. So it is interesting to know that we know how to love. One day in Jairambati, a humorous incident occurred. Returning from my morning ablutions, I noticed a lot of deep green colocasia leaves growing near a water filled pit close to mother's birthplace. Means kochu. Kochu gach. I thought to myself, the people here must be foolish not to know how to eat these delicious greens. Otherwise, why would so many leaves be lying around untouched? Someone would have picked them. With this thought, I gathered a bunch of greens and proudly brought them to Holy Mother. Seeing them, she couldn't help but laugh, but likely to avoid hurting my feelings. She said, people around here neither know how to cook kochu, colocasia leaves, nor how to eat them. এখানকার লোক খেতেও জানে না, আর বানাতে কি করে জানবে? ফার্স্ট ইউ হ্যাভ টু somebody may cook it, and you must have taste that first. Then when you like the taste, then you can buy it from market and cook in your kitchen. That is the way. So here they never tasted that. How would they know to cook? Anyway, I will cook them. আমি রান্না করে দেবো. She then asked, where did you find this? Next question. I replied, in the pond in front of the Barudje's house. I got in the pond? Water greens. It's not that ordinary greens that you can get in normal here and there, but you get on water. It's water. কি বলে? জলকচু. So it is water green. Those are very itchy. Silly boy, boka chile. Don't you know that water grown colocasia is itchy? Saying this, she saw that my back was swollen and my hands were in a similar state. Now she looked at the water greens. He already noticed that hands became swollen, back also became swollen. She quickly brought oil and started massaging it onto my skin. Just, it is an object of meditation. Because that is the way she loves us. Our spiritual life about, first, when we are a beginner, you think from your way. You are thinking about Sri Ramakrishna, how I love Sri Ramakrishna, what I can do. But when you proceed in your spiritual life, slowly those ideas started coming. How he loves me, how she loves me. This is in the journey. This is called one milestones. So started. So this kind of incident will help you. Many things, you cannot, in a one book is there in a manual? No. In your journey, slowly, everything you cannot know in a one day. This kind of is help you. How mother loves me. The way you may not like, because you do not know your past and future. No. In future births, whatever you have done, you do not know. But know for sure, if it's something unpleasant happening with you, we must know mother is working on that. And maybe the best way, maybe the best medicine she is giving. Maybe, what is there, something সূচ হয়ে ঢোকার কথা না, ফাল হয়ে ঢোকার কথা ছিল, সূচ হয়ে ঢুকলো. Instead of a plough, it would enter in your leg or in your body, but now a syringe of injection maybe. So there are many ways to say that. So anyhow, what happened? So now she started rubbing oil. Embarrassed, I said, even though I don't care about the swelling or itching, I will always remember that it caused you trouble. I won't do it again. After the massage, she instructed, don't go for a bath now. Let the oil soak in first. Otherwise, the water will make it itch again. Then, with oil on her hands, she started preparing the greens using a boti, a vegetable cutter, started cutting, and a grater. Meanwhile, I cracked and grated the coconut. When it was time to eat, she served a generous portion of the greens. They were incredibly tasty, not itchy at all. Upon asking, I learned that she had boiled them 3 times with tamarind, discarded the water each time, and then cooked them. You see, in later years, I want to mention another sweet from Ashutosh Mitra. In later years, he had to go through many up and downs in his life, Ashutosh Mitra. These incidents helped him a lot. Helped him a lot. And as gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you saw, it was a tough time was going on in M's life. So he hold on to each sentence of Sri Ramakrishna. It was like a boat When you want to cross the ocean of the samsara, you're holding each sentence, meditating on that. He was alive. So sometimes we talk about how M could that recorded all those sentences in perfect way, in toto. What were the words Sri Ramakrishna uttered? Some places are there. Same words, same sentence, Sri Ramakrishna is talking different way. He put both the version. How would it be possible? When you return from this room, if you want to share somebody what you heard, you cannot do that. Mostly you can get a summary of that, or at least one sentence. Same sentence, sometimes we talk in a different way. M recorded both the version. So sometimes they call that this suffering is a mother of, what to say, of your enlightenment. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. The Gita first chapter was Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Vishada. So Vishad is very important. Sometimes we may not like it, but if you are a true spiritual seeker, it is a, that's why Mother sometimes, Dukkha Dayar Dan, it's a gift from God. Then only you think about the God, really. So another sweet incident. And the next, okay, so the incident has a background. Ashutosh Mitra and some others, I think, I forgot those names, they were coming from Jairambati to Kolkata. And Holy Mother was sick at that time. But it was time of Durga Puja, worship of Divine Mother Durga, that Girish Chandra Ghosh arranged in their family that house, Bagbajar, adjacent to Balaram Mandir. If you visit now Balaram Mandir, now the major portion of Girish Ghosh's house that had been demolished when that they were planning for a new road, Shirot Prasad Vidya Vinod Avenue. In those days, that road was not there. So that was very, I think within 5 minutes you could, from Balaram Bosch house to, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, you could go to Girish Ghosh house. So Mother was staying at Balaram Bosch house. So they didn't that want to come, but it is only Girish Ghosh. Girish Ghosh was, no, his nature. Without Mother, I will not worship Mother Durga. So Mother had to come. So it was, now what happened? The next morning, Girish Chandra and No Didi, one of the sisters of Girish Ghosh, came to pay their respects to Ma and invited her. No Didi said, Girish was adamant, Ma. He said, if Ma does not come, who will I perform the puja with? I won't do it at all. There was still some time before the puja. I brought Holy Mother and soon fell ill with fever again. So he was also sick, the attendant Ashutosh Mitra. The renowned Dr. Bipin Bihari Ghosh examined me and prescribed medicine and sago for my diet. Sago, I think tapioca, no? Sago, sabu, tapioca, is that? So that was the Oshud and Patho. Bipin Bihari Ghosh, he told, okay, now you have to take these medicines and only you have to eat this sago. Sharat Maharaj was meticulous in following the doctor's orders, but I couldn't stomach the sago. Only Holy Mother knew this, but she was inside the house, and being someone else's home, it was not easy to see her whenever I wanted. It was Balaram Bosch house. And forget, in those days, that Udbodhan house was not there. It came into existence much later. So that's why Sharat Maharaj was in Balaram Bosch house. Yeah. And Holy Mother also arrived at Balaram Bosch house. So, and in those days, that some inner quarters that meant for the women devotees, and Mother was staying there. And in hall, Sharat Maharaj, big hall. Probably many of you have visited that in big hall. One corner Sharat Maharaj and another corner Ashutosh Mitra. So now you can understand. Sharat Maharaj was meticulous in following the doctor's orders, but I could not stomach the sago. Only Holy Mother knew this, but she was inside the house, and being someone else's home, it was not easy to see her whenever I wanted. Not like Jairambati. I lay quietly on one side of the hall, while Sharat Maharaj was on the other side. If you are sick, weak, just lying down. Around 9 in the morning, when Sharat Maharaj was not looking, Radhu signaled to me from outside. I suddenly found Radhu, the niece of Holy Mother, little girl. She's making some gesture. Come. So what is that? And handed me some fruits and sweets, saying, Ma sent this. I ate silently and lay down again. In this way, Holy Mother secretly sent me bread and sweets at noon, fruits and sweets in the afternoon, and a full meal of bread and vegetables at night in Sharat Maharaj's absence. Meanwhile, sagu continued to come from inside the house. I would put the sagu bowl on top of the vegetable bowl to hide it, fearing Sharat Maharaj. This way, Holy Mother secretly fed me and nursed me back to health. Holy Mother's way. He was taking care of Sharat Maharaj, giving honor to his all those things, but she also taking care of Ashumitra. So many things. That's why we talk about, if Sri Ramakrishna is the principle, Holy Mother is the application, how to do that. And Swami Vivekananda is the interpretation. Another incident we can, we have 15 minutes. So we can accept questions also. Let us talk another 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Some questions you have? Okay, afterwards maybe, after this one. And now, another 10 minutes I'm trying, okay? And so this one, because again, we are talking about meditation. And meditation is what is? It is organizing your mind. Mind is the tool. With that, you will do meditation. And what is the mother's way to do that? Training. We can take help of that Rammoy Maharaj, mother's way. We think, I will read a book and go to meditation seat and absorb in samadhi. It never goes like that. It is not like that. You have to change all of your action into upasana, worship. We have seen many monks, after dealing a strenuous some kind of project, when coming out from the office, just like he just, he just got up from the bed with that mood. Calm, quiet, nothing. That is the lifelong process. It goes on. So let us take help of now Mother. Mother had an eye for detail. One day I was laying out sal leaves to serve as plates for taking food. Shal pata, sometimes if you go in a village, so they would provide sal leaves to offer you food in plates. After having shaken them and sprinkled a little water on them, Mother broke in. Oh no. Okay, sorry, I missed that point. So after the cleaning with sprinkling little water, Rammoy Maharaj was placing there. So Mother saw it from distance. Mother broke in. Oh no, my boys. Oh no, my boys will be having their food. Wash the leaves well, else the dust will remain. When I was used to wash the leaves one by one and wipe them with a piece of cloth. Another day, when I was placing I missed some lines. So now when Holy Mother, he told them, clean it nicely. My boys will eat. So with a wet towel, he started cleaning all those plates. Another occasion, when I was placing the asanas at mealtime in the floor, you put asana. At mealtime, from the veranda adjoining her room, she observed. Probably, if it is the old house, Purano Bari, Holy Mother's old house, so probably Mother was standing in the veranda outside of her room. And there he was arranging probably in the kitchen room. You have visited. So she could see that. From the veranda adjoining her room, she observed, "They are not placed straight," she told. Even after I had rearranged them a little, she commented, "Not straight yet." I, being confused as to what was amiss, she came herself and placed them correctly. Then I saw that all the asanas had been placed parallel to each other, equidistant, their fronts presenting a straight line. Small incident, but that is the put your mind, whatever you are doing, the whole mind. When your whole mind is involved in action, then only you will learn how to engage your whole mind in meditation. If you cannot handle gross form of work, how you can handle your subtle form of work? Placing, arranging chairs, table, preparing for the worship. It's a gross kind of action, no? You can hold that asana, you can hold the chair. What in meditation happens? You hold your mind. No? You have to engage. Subtle form. So you have to practice with gross, when you must be careful when you are doing action with gross thing. Then only that your mind will get the purity. There are many things I have to skip now, no other way. About Shivarchanananda ji. And you see that spiritual life depends upon the intensity of your relationship with God, or maybe truth. How intense it is. No, you see the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. How many years they lived with Sri Ramakrishna? 4 years, 5 years, some are 2 years, some are 1 years. But the intensity they lived with, that gave them illumination, or maybe sufficient food to live their entire life. So we have to, another reason that we choose this kind of thing. Make a relationship, easy to make a relationship with Sri Ramakrishna, with Holy Mother, with Swami Vivekananda. Swami Virajananda, he later he became one of our presidents. After Shuddhananda ji, he became the president. So he recorded some incidents, whatever he observed when they were returning from Jairambati. Virajananda ji and others, maybe I forgot the team, maybe Sharat Maharaj and others were there in that team. They are visiting Jairambati to help Mother, probably in Jagadhatri Puja. After finishing the Jagadhatri Puja, so they all became ill, malaria. Yeah. So then they thought, we should not stay here. We should return Kolkata. So, okay. Anyway, we all recovered with a few days and resumed our regular diet. We felt a little bit strength in our body, not fully cured. We'll see. Every day, Mother would engage someone to cast a net in the small pond and catch fish to prepare a fish stew for us. That maximum she could do. Under Mother's tender care, we quickly regained our health, knowing that our presence would increase her workload. She would not allow anyone else to cook. Meditate, think upon all those words. He could engage the cook. No, I will cook for them. instead preparing luchis and various dishes herself. We feared she might fall ill from overworking, and we might suffer a relapse of our fever. Causing her great worry, despite our reluctance, we decided to return home soon and arranged for bullock cart. Although mother insisted we stay a little longer until we were fully recovered, we managed to convince her otherwise. Maybe some work we have somehow. After having our meal, as we were about to board the bullock cart, we saw mother standing by the back door. Watching us, tears streamed down her face, and her cheeks were swollen and red from crying. An object of meditation. We have meditated no, on various forms. Just meditate this aspect. Standing in the that back door and looking earnestly, or her leaving the children there looking, and what his face. The tears streamed down her face, and her cheeks were swollen and red for crying. Just imagine. It's not only showering tears, it became swollen and red. Looking at her and realizing we are leaving her behind filled our hearts with deep sorrow and pain. Everyone felt a sense of darkness surrounding them. It was such a poignant scene. I could not hold back my tears. As our bullock cart started moving, mother followed us at a distance, refusing to return despite our repeated requests. You need not to come. Mother's old house and Barudjepukur, probably know, if you visited Jairambati, that the path along towards our dispensary building, our dispensary there, if you go that side, two roads are there. One will lead you to the bus stand and another will lead you to the Simhabahini, that side. So without entering Simhabahini, that lane, you go further. So he's talking about that road. That side, that Barudjepukur. And mother's time, there was hardly any huts or buildings were there. Almost open, not fully open. Full openness would come after Barudjepukur, Talpukur, the Barudje pond. Okay. When we reached the white fields crossing the Talpukur beyond the village, as far as we could see, mother stood by the pond, Talpukur, facing us until we disappeared from view. Such unparalleled love. Can even one's own mother love so deeply? He was thinking. We loved our household mother, biological mother, dearly, and she loved us too, but this love felt eternal, spanning lifetimes. She was our true, timeless mother. I returned to the Boranagar monastery, feeling a great void in my heart. But why should I call it a void? Was I not filled with the divine grace of Holy Mother, the boundless grace of the all-loving Mother of the universe? From the scant descriptions I had heard of her previously, I could little imagine what she was like before going to Jairam, but he heard from different disciples of, oh, Mother is like that. But it was only scant description. What I felt, it was totally different from those descriptions. Who could ever imagine that she was such a mother who could draw my whole mind and soul and make me her very own? While at home, I had loved my mother intensely, and she too had abundant affection for. But Holy Mother is the mother of my innumerable past lives, the mother of all time, the mother of my very being. That's all. Mother of my very being. Not mother of my body, not mother of my mind. He is mother of my very existence. And that, what kind of word he wrote? That who could have imagined that he was such a mother who could draw my whole mind and soul and make me her very own. This is the goal of dhyana. when she will attract all of your mind and make your own, you can say it's samadhi also. Who knows where that dhyan ends and samadhi starts? Who knows? So, a few questions. Huh? Let us try. Huh? What do you think, Sabri? Oh, okay. 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 Oh, you need mic. Oh, sorry. And one thing I can say, somebody wanted, tomorrow after morning, I will become free, na? In the evening. Then I am also available. If somebody have any question, they can come and talk. Okay, Durga Bari. Okay. Oh, with mother? We do not know. I think from when they started translating all those words, and especially maybe when that devotees from the West, they started coming. So maybe it is difficult. Maybe Sister Nivedita, when they used to, share the stories, their experience with Western disciples, or maybe South Indian disciples, they started mentioning holy. I do not know from when. I never thought of that also. Maybe you can understand. In general Bengali, we call Ma. Ma was enough. But to make people who are coming from different culture, so when you say Ma, they may that mistook as their biological mother. So they wanted to make it clearer. So they started putting holy, that word. Maybe. Yeah. You have some question? Do you have?
Yes, I do. Some people may have objections for my question.
Yeah. No, it is in between the lecture, and that's why.
Yeah, I came to attend the presentation thinking that would be presenting on the meditation. At the same time, pertaining three different ways. Ram Krishna was done yesterday. Ram, Holy Mother today, this afternoon, Swami Vivekananda. I thought, meditation, how to do meditation, in their perspective, their approach, in realizing Sat Ananda. Okay, my understanding is mother is a concept itself. Okay, just like father is another concept. And Sat Ananda is beyond, it includes all these qualities itself. Okay, the Ramakrishna took the path of Mother, Holy Mother, Ma Kali, Sri Kali, and then he realized that Sat Ananda itself. Then he explained, the best way, and that way we all need.
Now make it short a little bit.
The question is, when you made I'd like to know what the gist of separating meditation into these three parts.
No, it is not separating. It is not separating. You see, that meditation does not mean what you do. You can sit cross-legged, or maybe you can sit in a chair. Then what you will do? It is a mental process. No. So we are talking about that mental process. What should go in your mind? Yeah. We talk about that Trigunatita or Gunatita also. When you talking about the Satchitananda, Gunatita aspect. So, but to go there, you need to think about gunas. And yesterday, probably you remember, we are talking about different kinds of dhyanas, meditation. Tattva dhyana, guna dhyana or lila dhyana, and rupa dhyana. So rupa dhyana, the form. Tattva dhyana is the real essence, that Satchitananda essence, that we have discussed yesterday. But within a few lines it will end. If you say what is the meaning of Satchitananda, it will finish. Means if you just simply with 5 minutes you can say something, but then your mind needs some support to think upon. So we are here trying to provide you that what should be the mental process, how it will get strength and purity. In a meditation, in general, spiritual life is an exercise of willpower. Willpower. Willpower, and how to that willpower you will develop. How to make it strong. How? When you think about these qualities, these incidents, and that's why avatara comes. Sometimes avatara, another word we call that Veda Purusha. What does it mean, Veda Purusha, avatara? In Veda, the ideas were abstract. But when they came with a human form, it manifests in their life. A few days ago in New York, we were talking about Rama. Same thing. You read about Purusha Sukta. How the great Purusha, the cosmic being, he sacrificed himself in a different way. From there, how that all those animals came, human being came, all those things came. So from that, now what you will do with Purusha Sukta? You may memorize that, and you can say that I know Purusha Sukta. But what is the impact in your life? Rama. Sacrifice. We do not want to go a different kind of thing. That when sacrifice became his second nature, always. So in that's why we're discussing all those things. That abstract truths, when you understand in a gross form, we can think about, we are becoming subtle. But it is in reality, it should transform your life. When you are sitting in the meditation, when you get up from the meditation, you must be a different person. But many of us are doing that meditation. So is it going like that so easy? Are you a different person when you came out from the meditation asana? So that's why we want to say that how to make it more powerful. It should. We are. It is a. This country is a force. It should transform our life, your way of thinking. So anyhow, with that we should now let us conclude today's this session, because we have to again talk, and we'll try the role of Swami Vivekananda. How. That's why one by one, willpower, strength, mental blockage. Why we need Swami Vivekananda? We talk about, I was in Jairambati. Everything was good, okay, but it is not supported by reasoning. How the change is happening in me? What does the awakening means? We'll try to discuss some of that. Okay, so let us offer pranam to Holy Mother. Om Jananim Saradang Deving Rama Krishnang Jagadgurung Pada Padme Tayo Shitva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Thank you.